I understand all modal verbs.
Interesting. Okay. Okay, then let's talk about, probably yesterday the only problem was would. No, that we are familiar with would in all the variations except routines in the past or things that happen in the past.
Yes, the memories.
Memories. I want to know if you can make an example with that would. Because also the group in the night had the same problem. Not only you, it was the other groups also.
Because I forget this use, no? This form, that I can use this modal verb.
Right, correct. So it would be a good idea to review modals in this moment. Structure number 7.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about this one. The first classes of the level, we start a review, a structure review, checking common mistakes, but also I will take the opportunity to open would because of yesterday's video. In yesterday's video, the person said, you made me pinky promise that to you that I would meet your parents. I did that. And you would teach me how to dance. We did that. The reason he is using would is because he is transforming will for promises into would for, because of the logic of gossip. When you make a promise or when you speak about a promise in the past, you always are going to use would.
Would.
So tell me something that a person promised you in the past.
When I was young, my father promised me to I don't remember this verb. Arrive, no. Leave, no.
Come on,
Go. Yes.
Simple as that, no? That's it.
It went, no, in past. Okay. When I was young, my father promised me he went me to Disneyland.
Okay, let's repeat that structure with the correct form. Every time you say promise, is promise to person. Okay, when you use the connector person, you need that. No, when you use the connector to, you connect a person. Okay. So,
promise me to me.
To you. And then after that, he promised to you, you need a connector that. This connector that, this is when you open a new idea. That person verb complement.
Okay, again. When I was young, my father promised to me No.
Yes, yes, yes.
Promised to me that he went to be, he went.
That's the difficult part.
Ah,
Yeah, that's the difficult part. Okay, so he promised to you that.
that.
And then in this moment, you need to connect person, verb, complement.
Mhm.
What is this person, verb, complement needs to be according to the structure. First, consider this is a promise. How do you express promises in English?
Will.
Will, that's correct. So the modal will for promises is person, will, verb, complement.
Okay. He will
Okay, he
go.
will go.
We will go to me. No.
Connector for company.
No. He will go to Paris.
Okay.
With me.
With me, exactly. Of course.
With me.
With me. Now transform. He will go to Paris with me into past.
Good.
Would. This is the correct form.
Good. Because it's the past.
Because it's the past. It's a promise that happened.
Promise in the past. Okay.
Right.
When I was young, my father promised to me that he would go to Paris with me.
Perfect. That's correct. That's a correct construction in English. Copy that. Okay, copy that in your corrections book.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the class. Let's open everybody your glossaries because I will be checking your examples. So in this case, Isti, copy that example in your glossary in the book of corrections. Okay. It's my father promised to me, connector to, that, and then person, verb, complement. We would. Let's try with another example. Let's try with Laurita. Tell me something, Laurita, that a person promised to you in the past.
In the past. I would promise you.
Who promised you? You promised me? Okay, in this situation, would is not necessary. You need to speak in past first.
I will.
You need to speak in past.
I'm past. Okay. I promised.
Excellent. You promised. Connector for the person.
I promised you.
Kinda. Let's go to the dictionary. Observe.
Yes.
Visual. Every time you use the word promise, you need to use the connector to before the person.
Okay. I promise to you.
To you, correct. Then we have the connector that.
I promised because it's the past.
Because it's the past.
Okay. I promised to you that I learned.
That's a promise, no?
Yes.
That's the expression with would.
Okay. That I would.
Exactly.
Okay. I promise to you that I would study much.
Correct. Copy that in your books.
Okay.
In your corrections. Just a minute, I have a phone call.
Oh. My teacher, I review my glossary.
Está en mute, profe.
Yes, of course. I told you I have a phone call. Pay attention. I have a phone call, a telephone call. Ready. Finish with the phone call. Okay, Benji, tell me something that somebody promised to you in the past.
When I was a child, I promised
Mhm.
to my mom
Okay.
that I don't make how do you say travesuras?
Okay.
English.
Okay. Hacer travesuras in English is not equivalent. You need an expression.
Okay.
How would you say that in English?
Like Halloween, trick of tree, algo así, ¿no?
Aha, exactly. Because trick is like a
Treat.
trick is like truco, but in this particular case, we need a different expression. Aha, I was thinking about mischief.
Mischief.
To do, to commit mischief. Yes, this is the one that you need in this particular context. In the context of Halloween, dulce o travesura, this is an adaptation to Spanish, so this is not correct. Trick or treat is more like dulce o truco. Truco de magia. So that's trick is always about magic. If you are talking about travesuras, you need to use this expression to play mischief.
Oh, play
Okay.
mischief.
Correct. Take a note on that. Got it? Play mischief. So repeat your example, Benji.
Okay. When I was a child, I promised to my mom that I don't know that I
wouldn't.
I wouldn't have no I wouldn't make.
Look at the verb. Well,
Is
make mischief is possible too.
I wouldn't make mischief.
Exactly. I will make mischief. That's correct. There was a very interesting mistake over there using the word don't. I promise I don't make mischief. Okay, why did you change don't into wouldn't? That's a very interesting observation.
This question is for me or for Laurita?
Yes, of course, for you.
Okay. One reason is for that I did listen to Laurita, but there's two. I was thinking in this word because good is a word that I use when I talk about the past,
Promises in the past. Mhm.
promises in the past.
Well, the thing about this one is that your instinct goes directly to will. No, don't. You automatically go always to the expression don't in all the forms. This is a classic mistake of you personally. Using don't 90% of the times is incorrect.
Yeah, because it's in present.
Exactly. It's in present. In the exam, I wrote some observations for you about that.
Okay.
You know, check your exam. Every time you use don't is because you're talking about routines only, exclusively. You have routines and possessions. For example, I don't have credit. I don't know. I don't have a coffee right now. No possession. And routines is like I don't usually study for I don't usually study French. This is a normal application of don't.
Okay.
But when we think in Spanish and we say, no voy a ir a la fiesta, el no automáticamente nos hace pensar en don't. Y creo que eso es lo que sucede, ¿no?
Como que cuando, when I think in English,
Ajá.
I don't consider this conjugate this
The negative.
the negative.
Or what?
Sí, o sea, bueno, ahí sí tiene razón. O sea, cuando pienso en inglés, no, o sea, como está el no,
Ajá.
no pienso en conjugarlo. Me voy directo a lo típico don't.
El don't, exacto. Ajá. O sea, en tu mente ya asociaste no con don't.
Ajá.
Y entonces, si quieres decir, no sé, yo no soy científico. Es muy común que escriban I don't be scientific. Cuando existe I am not.
I am not, I'm not a
Es
scientific.
muy común.
Sí. Como
So
que
that,
vamos directo al don't, ¿no? Como que es como que el clásico.
vamos a ir directo al clásico, decimos cómo se dice no en inglés, don't, and then all the negatives are always don't. That's precisely the issue. So
Yes.
the best strategy to attack this problem is first consider with your context. What are you speaking about? And when you know exactly what you're speaking about, you're going to match this with the structures. Will or won't, would and wouldn't, and this is going to help you understand the rest of the mistakes. The correct expression should be, oh yes, the problem was we associate the negative expression with don't, even when we are not talking in present. So that was the issue. Take a note on that one, guys. That's for everybody, because a lot of students commit this mistake too. Okay, this is a classic mistake on everybody. So what did you promise to your mom when you were younger?
Yeah. When I was a younger or child, I promised it to my mom. Sorry?
Pronunciation, promise in past.
Promised.
Perfect.
Okay. When I was a child, I promised to my mom that I wouldn't make a mischief.
Fantastic. That's correct. You promised to your mom that you wouldn't make mischief. That's a correct construction of sentences. Good job, brother. Does anybody have a question? That's a no, right?
No.
Then let's continue with our transcription. With this review, we can continue listening. Remember, we are talking about promises. We are talking about things in past. Let's see how much we can extract from the video. Okay?
Oh,
Does it look good?
this looks so good.
Good. The whole drive over, I was just rehearsing what I was going to say, and I started getting a little bit nervous, but I feel like that certainty of my commitment to Mariah never went away, and I'm just pretty confident in the situation. I wanted to bring you here in particular because we're almost at a year now dating, and I know that we've had a lot of hardships too throughout the year, in particular, you know, breaking up here at this lake. So
You're not breaking up with me, right?
no. No. Come here, Ian. You just know I love you, right?
I love you so much.
You know, whenever we broke up, you made me pinky promise to you that I would meet your parents. I did that. You would teach me how to dance. We did that. And then we also pinky promised that we would do whatever's best for us. And I think that staying committed to each other is what's best for us. And I wanted to ensure you that I'm not going to break up with you again. And so I got you a little symbol of our pinky promise. I got you this little pinky promise ring. Kind of as a promise to me committing to you, baby. It has the jasper stone in the middle of it.
This is the part that we are going to analyze. Okay? So let's start right after we left. Number one is Steve.
You would teach me how to dance. We did that. And then we also pinky promised that we would do whatever's best for us.
Action.
Huh? Us. Us.
Okay. That's a good start.
we did
Us.
that. Okay.
That's it.
Yes.
Okay. That's enough. Let's go again.
I did that. You would teach me how to dance. We did that. And then we also pinky promised that we would do whatever's best for us.
Oh, yeah, the pinky promise.
Mhm.
Promise again. Mm, 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 I
I
we did that. No.
we did that. No, that's a different word. This sentence doesn't start with a person. Final repetition, huh? Let's go.
We did that. And then we also pinky promised that we would do whatever's best for us.
And it also.
Okay. Uh-huh.
That's all, teacher.
That's all. Okay. Okay, well, then let's focus on that. I'm going to erase promise because we don't know if he's speaking in present or in past. It's very different to say promise than promised. You know? So, guys, we need your help to check if he's talking in present or he's talking in past. Okay? Laurita, you're next.
Yes.
And then we also pinky promised that we would do whatever's best for us.
He talk about the promise. I promise.
Is he talking in present or in past?
Promised.
Exactly. That's correct.
I promise. I promise you.
Wrong. Because in the examples that we built, we clarified promised
To
needed
you.
is the connector to you.
I
I
promise.
don't know if he said to you.
I promised. Okay.
He never said to you, and we don't know if it's I. You know, the person I is different.
Okay.
Again?
Oh, teacher, I only promise in past.
You want to listen again, no?
Yes.
Let's go. Let's
yes,
listen again.
please.
Did that. I would meet your parents. I did that. You would teach me how to dance. We did that. And then we also pinky promised that we would do whatever's best for us.
He say teach?
Teach, no, he never said. Any other word?
Teacher, no.
Okay, no problem.
Pinky
Benji,
promise no.
no problem. Benji is going to help you, okay? With this
Help
one.
me. Benji.
Help Benji to help.
I guess that they start with I also.
I also. No,
We
you have
did.
2 spaces.
Okay.
I also what? What did you say after also?
We.
We, correct. Because he is not saying I, he's speaking for the two. And also we.
Yeah. He talks about they.
About them.
About them. Sorry.
Yes, about them. Also because you have the word us. So that's another clue. So what did they promise? That's the most important information. First repetition.
That. And then we also pinky promised that we would do whatever's best for us.
I will do.
Yeah.
Do best for us.
Exactly. Very good.
Do it? No.
Do it. It depends why you do it. If you say it, the it is a pronoun. This means that you are substituting or you are replacing something before, and that doesn't match by context. You need to remember when you use it, you refer to something specific.
Yeah.
In this case, a different promise. So let's try again. Second repetition.
Okay.
Did that. And then we also pinky promised that we would do whatever is best for us.
Whatever.
Correct.
Do whatever
Uh-huh.
the best for us.
Whatever the best, kinda. In the next sessions, we are going to see what is whatever. Whatever is considered a pronoun. Okay. If you go to the dictionary, whatever is a pronoun, and it's a B1 pronoun. Ooh. That's important for you.
Okay.
What do you mean with, do you understand what is pronoun?
It's a substitution for I, he, she, it, we, you, they.
Not necessarily, because I, you, he, she, it are pronouns too.
Mhm.
So not necessarily I, you, he, she, it. A pronoun is a substitution of a noun.
Okay.
And in this case, whatever replaces anything. It's very similar. Actually, you can consider whatever and anything as synonyms in this case.
Okay.
Okay, so if you think person, verb complement, the person is whatever. You need a verb and you need a complement. What is the verb? If best is a description, what is the verb?
Whatever is.
Exactly. That is correct.
Okay.
Questions? What do you understand this sentence? Do you have questions with this sentence? Tell me.
No, teacher.
Sure. Do you understand the sentence?
Yes.
Sure, sure, sure.
Yeah. How do you say a partir?
From.
From good. At the end, I understood.
Would do whatever is best for us. Okay. Mhm. So now we need to check the previous one. Mhm. Okay. Thank you. Final question before I pass to the next. What is the connector that we use after promise? We saw two.
Two.
Two in what case?
Promise, for a promise with a person.
When you connect a person. And the other connector?
I don't remember what is
The other connector. Then you need to explore the previous examples. Read the first example. Read the first example.
promise to you.
Promise to you.
Responsible, teach me. How else? We did that? No.
What was the promise in the first promise?
You make me pinky promise to you.
But what's the promise? That's not the promise. That's the context. What is the promise?
Okay. I would meet your parents.
I will meet your parents. That's the promise. So how do you connect the word promise and the promise I would meet your parents? What is the connector between these two?
That?
Exactly. So you have two options. If you connect the person, you use the connector too. If you connect the promise, you need the connector that.
Okay. Entonces, pinky promise that I would.
Exactly. Let's go. Only he?
We.
Exactly. Complete idea.
We also pinky promised that
Promise again. Promise in past.
promised.
Mhm.
We also pinky promised that we would do whatever is best for us.
Exactly. That sounds correct. You see how associating the previous examples can help you complete the next examples? Right? That's a copy-paste strategy that I am telling you about. When you watch movies with subtitles, you need to pay attention on the sequence of words, because you can copy the sequences of words and you can duplicate the sequences of words when you speak, when you write, etc.
Mhm.
See, it's no in the individual words, sequences, complete parts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sentences in any
Sentences.
context.
Exactly. Groups of words. That's correct. Okay, with this context, let's go now with Isti. Do you have the mysterious words, Isti?
Only the first word and.
And, okay.
Mhm.
Do you want to listen again?
Mhm.
Let's go.
Up. And then we also pinky promised that we would do whatever's best for us.
No, teacher.
No?
Mm-mm.
What about Laurita? What do you have?
It's saying the dice is best for us.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
But the mysterious word?
Mysterious word.
Is the same, teacher? Que
No,
dice,
next to and
Mm.
next to n.
es la misma que vimos.
It's the same in English. In English.
Okay, okay. It's the same.
It's the
Is
same that we saw, yes, but we have a mysterious word here. This word.
work.
It says, and space, we also pinky promised, right?
And then, okay. And then,
Yes, repeat.
yes, please.
No, you, repeat.
I then,
And then,
we also promised, Pinky promised.
yes.
That we do.
That we
would do
exactly.
whatever is best for us.
Correct. You have the mysterious word.
Yes.
Yes. And then that was very interesting, guys, because if you pay attention to the story, you say that first they would meet her parents. After that, they will teach him how to dance. After that, they would do whatever is best for them. What is another form to say after that?
After that, The
Mhm.
promise
No. It's a synonym for after.
after.
Or a synonym for after.
I don't understand. Teacher.
I repeat. First, the first promise, what is?
The first promise is a pinky promise.
What is the first pinky promise? The story.
And we also pinky promise. They promised
What?
the best for us.
No. The first. The
The
first
first
promise.
is, and then we also
No. In the story.
the story.
First.
The story. Don't break out. No.
We have a different.
They made a pinky promise.
Yes. What is? They made 3 pinky promises. 3 pinky promises.
Yes.
Which one is the first?
The first is they met your parents.
Exactly. That's number 1. Meet her parents. Right? So this, we can consider this like first.
The first is whenever.
No. The first promise.
The first promise is made them, or they made pinky promise.
No. The first promise, because I pinky promise that, and then the promise. You cannot say the first pinky promise is the pinky promise, is redundant.
No, okay.
Right? The
Could
first pinky promise
is could you do whatever is best for us, for them?
The first pinky promise. We would, yes, correct. But the first pinky promise was to meet her parents.
I don't.
I would meet your parents. That was the first promise. No?
No, teacher.
Why not? En Spanish. ¿Cuál es la pregunta o por qué no entiendes?
¿Cuál es la primer promesa, no?
Ajá, sí,
O
correcto.
como que hicieron un trato y a ver.
Correcto. ¿Cuál
¿Sí?
fue la primera promesa?
Pues no romper, yo creo.
Ah, entonces no estás entendiendo el video. Creo que ahí está el primer paso que debemos de dar. Entender este texto. Para eso lo estamos transcribiendo, justamente.
Que es claro.
Entonces, aquí lo que está diciendo es whenever we broke up, es cuando cortamos.
Ok. Porque tuvieron problemas y rompieron, y entonces ahora, ¿no?
Correcto,
Porque
pero
dice que tuvieron hardships, o sea, hubo problemas, tuvieron momentos difíciles.
Pero eso fue antes.
Ok.
Después de eso, hubieron 3 promesas.
Esas no las veo, no las oí.
Ah, pues están aquí.
Porque dice que
Number 1, read here.
porque, o sea, dentro de esos momentos es lo que dice que harán lo que sea para estar bien, ¿no?
No.
¿No, esa no es una promesa?
Read here.
Es que no veo ese cuadro, Chiche, nomás te veo a ti.
Ah, con razón. ¿Mi cámara está tapando eso?
Está muy chiquitito el cuadro, yo no lo veo todo.
A ver.
No sé si los demás están igual.
¿Cuál cuadro no ves?
Este donde están ellos y lo que estás escribiendo. Te veo a ti en grande.
Ah, ok.
Ya tienes maximizado al profe, no.
Ajá, tienes
Ajá.
maximizada mi
¿Y
cámara.
cómo le hago?
Dale doble clic al cuadro.
Ah, cuadro. No. No, no puedo.
No, no se pudo. A ver, mándame foto de qué ves.
Sí.
Si hice el experimento, si le das doble clic al donde está el profe, él se hace grande. Pero si
Sí.
le haces clic donde está lo que nos muestra, eso se hace grande. Estamos bien, se hace grande a donde le des clic. Si me das
A
clic
ver,
a mí,
déjame calarle el dibujo. Ah, ya calé la figura con las flechitas.
Ok.
Pero nomás creció poquito. Pero... Bueno, pero ya veo.
¿Sí? A ver, mándame foto de qué ves.
Ajá, sí. Eso es lo
Para
que voy
ver
a hacer.
en dónde le hay que darle clic. Porque sí, el transcrito es lo más importante. Te
Sí, por
perdiste en
eso
la
como
parte.
que no lo veo y entonces... Ay, no sé, yo no sé, teacher, ya me entraron los nervios.
Sí, no te preocupes. A ver, abre WhatsApp, mándame una foto de lo que ves en pantalla y ahorita te pongo un círculo en donde hay que darle clic. Mientras Laurita hace eso, ya entendieron, ¿no? ¿Ya entendieron las tres promesas? Ah.
No, yo sí, pero no escucho.
¿Escuchas
Me
lo que
cuesta
dicen?
mucho trabajo escuchar, por ejemplo, es que a veces siento que lo dicen como una expresión como wow, pero por ejemplo, no alcanzo yo a escuchar el den, o sea, es lógico en el texto cuando ya lo leo, pero no lo escucho, o sea, ya lo repetí 30,000 veces y no escucho el den.
Ok. And
yo
then,
pensé que era so en lugar de den.
so and so.
Dice
Tampoco escuché
que
and
verán a
so.
sus padres y le enseñará a bailar.
Y
Ah,
entonces, no,
ajá,
no.
Y entonces, exacto.
Ajá, pero escucharlo no, yo no lo escucho. O sea, no sé si este chico lo habla, lo dice, así como, no, para mí no es claro.
Sí.
O sea,
La
por lógica
fonética,
sí, pero
por lógica sí lo va a decir, pero no escuchas cuando dice then.
no.
Eso es porque hay ciertas palabras que cuando son muy obvias, los dicen demasiado rápido. Y de hecho hay un video te voy a mandar un video de cómo contraen ciertas palabras, que cuando la gente habla, las contrae tan despacito o lo dicen tan despacito que a veces ya ni siquiera se ocupan a pronunciarla.
Ujú.
Como aquí, justo lo que estábamos diciendo, que first, la primera, ¿cómo se llama? Promesa fue meet your parents.
Ujú.
Y la segunda promesa fue teach him to dance. Solo era lógico que dijera dos cosas, o after that o then, que era mi pregunta justamente lo que le estaba diciendo. El sinónimo de after that es then.
ujú.
Ah,
Y ahí es
ese
donde
número.
entra. Esa no te la sabías, justo eso es lo que quería enseñarles ahorita. Asocien la
No.
palabra after that con then para que cuando ustedes estén siguiendo una secuencia de ideas como first, second, then, after that, etcétera, tengan esa palabra en mente. Y ahí es donde entra la promesa que decía Laurita.
Es que ese
Would
entonces es que lo utilizamos siempre como para pensar la siguiente idea, ¿no? En el lenguaje. Y
pues no solo para
entonces,
pensarla, no solo para pensarla, también cuando hay una secuencia de cosas.
ajá.
First, I wake up. Then I brush my teeth. Then I take a shower. Then I make my breakfast.
And then,
And then, correct. Ese then, por mera lógica, si nosotros lo mentalizamos como lógica, mágicamente se empieza a escuchar. Miren cómo ahorita, si reproduzco el video, van a empezar a escuchar el then. Listen.
And then we also pinky promised that we would do whatever is best for us. We did that. And then we also pinky promised that we would.
And then we also. Hay una sílaba ahí que empieza con the. And then we also.
Do what you would teach me how to dance. We did that. And then we also pinky promised that you would teach me how to dance. We did that. And then we also pinky promised.
¿Qué tal ahí?
Más o menos.
Más o menos. ¿Y si lo hacemos slow?
Yo escucho como un
Ajá, yo,
Y arrastra
así
la
es.
ajá, como
El
que
primer es el and.
De la,
Y después del hay otra sílaba, hay otro espacio. Ese espacio es una palabra.
Then.
And then, ajá.
then, que es que nosotros como lo marcamos al then, no lo alcanzamos. Bueno, no sé si yo no lo alcanzo a escuchar por
Claro,
eso. Porque mi
porque
cerebro
tú-
quiere escucharlo así de and then,
Exacto.
y él no lo dice así.
Tú lo quieres escuchar así separadito y lento. Y él lo
Así
pronuncia
como hablamos nosotros.
perfecto.
And then that. Y pues
Casi, ¿eh? Podemos pensar que nosotros hablamos bien, pero no, ¿eh? ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué pasa con la palabra entonces? ¿Qué significa entonces en español? ¿O qué queremos decir cuando decimos tons? ¿Tons qué?
entonces.
Ajá.
Entonces,
Entonces,
Pero-
¿qué ondas? Y me entendieron, ¿sí o no?
sí. Entonces,
Es
¿qué?
lo mismo. Entonces, ¿qué ondas?
No.
Pero esa no está en inglés, ¿no? Entonces no está en inglés.
No, a lo que me refiero es que el tons es
Ujú.
una contracción de
Una
entonces.
expresión diferente a una palabra.
Es una contracción.
Ujú.
Contraes entonces y dices tons. El ontas significa dónde estás, pero se contrae. ¿No? Nosotros también lo hacemos en español, para que vean. Tons, lo que tienen que hacer es acostumbrarse a las contracciones en inglés. Con eso.
Pero sí, entonces compártenos el video de esas contracciones, como también ayer la que vimos de how to, que es más bien como hara, ¿no? Hara.
Ajá, how to go, how to do. Yes, of course.
Sí.
Sí, sí, claro. Y voy a anotarlas, voy a hacer unos videos también. Of course. A ver, hara, how to, hara. And then, voy a irlas anotando para tomar notas y les envío esos videitos. ¿Va?
Vale.
Excellent class, mi gente. Hoy
Thank you,
aprendieron
teacher.
mucho. Antes de irnos, voy a detener la transmisión y déjame ver, Laurita, cómo arreglo tu pantalla, ¿va?
Sí, quién sabe, a lo mejor ya entrando otra vez algo le he de ver